Okay, hello, how are we doing? Hopefully you're well. Please don't make anything fit. Please use your own discernment because this is not going to be 110% for everybody who's here. So, if you want to take a deep breath, you can. You don't have to, but I'm going to. You're welcome to. 1, 2, 3. There was a delay. I couldn't hit it for some reason. Maybe that's relevant to somebody. Maybe there's like I don't know, some sort of delay. But I already pulled cards, and we do have Scorpio energy, death and rebirth, transformation energy, and also the world. So one thing that I'm heavily getting is like an ending of sorts. And it's going to resonate differently for everybody, but there's an ending. And with endings come new beginnings. And you could be somebody who prays. You don't have to be. But if this is for you, you may or may not pray. And you may have prayed about something. You may have prayed about releasing something or whatnot. I don't know what that beeping is. I don't know if you hear that, but there's like a beeping in the distance. Anyways, we have the Prince of Swords, Determination, and the Magician. Also the Three of Wands. So whoever I'm talking to, oh my gosh, the Death card. There's a lot of Scorpio energy present. There's a lot of, oh my goodness, who am I talking to? Whoever I'm talking to, I feel like you are entering a new chapter of your life. And it might not feel dramatic. Maybe it does feel dramatic. It's going to be different for everybody. Some of you, it does feel very dramatic. It feels like, oh my gosh, everything has changed. For others of you, it's just kind of like, it's very subtle. It's very, I'm thinking staccato, like it's very like cut into pieces. You could be a musician, you could be somebody who's interested in making music or something like that. We do have the Six of Wands, success. Finding success on a solo journey. Maybe you were previously working with others. There's a lot of major arcana that comes up. The Death card, the Magician, the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Hermit is also present. A lot of Gemini energy, Virgo energy. If that resonates, it doesn't have to. I don't like to tune into zodiacs too much on here, but check out the Patreon if you want zodiac messages, but I digress. Yeah, there's a lot of change that has happened. There's a lot of transformation that is still happening. Some of you, maybe you're done with most of the transformation. Maybe you're out of the cocoon, I don't know, still learning how to fly. Do they have to figure out how to fly? Do they just intrinsically know how to fly? That's a question to ask. How would we even know? One thing that could be relevant to you at this time is like consciousness. You could have been looking into the idea of consciousness and manifesting from different levels of consciousness, whatever. That was something that I was talking about. We were talking about on live stream. Shout out to you if you were there. But that's something that's coming through, like somebody kind of advancing when it comes to like their mind, their consciousness. And also staying grounded is something that I'm hearing for somebody. Maybe everybody needs to stay grounded. Everybody's different. Everybody works differently energetically. Some people don't necessarily need to ground. Other people definitely need to ground. But that's definitely an energy that comes through, like grounding, figuring out ways to ground that work for you. And then back to the energy of like new beginnings and rebirths and whatnot. You can start again, not from scratch, but with experience. Then we have Aquarius energy. Your voice is powerful. Don't be afraid to use it, or do be afraid. Feel however you feel. Don't force the feelings. But there's an energy of like using your voice, the understanding that there is power in your voice. We also have cleanse and juggling desire. The Hangman. For some of you, there could be something about addiction or like substances or something. If that resonates, that's not going to resonate for everybody, but I do feel like that might resonate subconsciously in different areas. Like maybe you're addicted to like a relationship that you know isn't good for you, or like, you know what I mean? Maybe you're addicted to the hustle, But there's an energy of like desire and like, yeah. And anything, even things that are healthy can become negative or unhealthy if they are done in excess. So there's that energy of like, you know, not overdoing it, allowing for balance, allowing space for balance. I don't really want to, but I'm gonna pull from the love messages deck to see if there's anybody that wants to come through and talk to what's going on. The messages want to come through. We have values, we have too many differences. Yeah, this could be somebody that you recently walked away from. This could be one of the endings, or this could be an ending that you just walked away from for some of you. Somebody who maybe prioritized work over you, which emotionally I can understand that. But also when you understand that we live in a world that is run off of money, that's kind of a really weird thing to harp over. I get it. You want your partner to spend time with you, but like, I don't know. Once again, when we live in a world where money is everything, you know, unless you just want to be the op, you're probably the op. If that's what I'm just kidding. But some of you might have been the enemy in your partner's. But anyways, you move past that, assuming that this is for you. If this has resonated for you, you move past that and it is no longer. So, we have a fresh start, fresh new beginning. This could also be the other person. Maybe there was somebody who was like vying for your attention when you were trying to like build something, or like, you know what I mean? However that resonates, but there's an energy of that coming through. Somebody like being kind of, I don't want to say needy, because we all have needs and it's okay to have needs, but like, you know what I mean? Somebody not really seeing the situation clearly and like running off of their emotion, running off of their desire. There's a lot of information coming through. The High Priestess is one of the cards that comes through. You could be a High Priestess. You could be somebody who's very in tune, very knowledgeable, very aware of things. And one thing about that, as I've said in different ways many times before, when you have an elevated sense of being, that tends to be like very enticing to people that you choose to connect with, or even people you don't choose to connect with. But like, you know, it's a very enticing energy. And because you experience it, you're kind of numb to it. You're like, well, this is just my energy. Unless you are a narcissist and you get high off of your own energy. But, you know, not saying that derogatorily, I can say that word quickly, derogatory. Not saying it that way. It just, you know, if you get high off of your own energy, it is what it is. But most of the time, that's not a thing, because you're so used to it. But other people are like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, I want more of you. And then when they can't have more, it triggers a lot of really interesting things. And so that might be something that you're dealing with as you walked away from X, Y, and Z, whatever this thing was. I think for the most part, whoever I'm talking to, you've handled it very well. There's always room for improvement, but I think you've been handling it very well. And I think you have been generally doing the gosh darn thing, and you should be really proud of yourself. And I hope this was helpful. I hope this was useful. I hope you know that whatever you're going through is temporary. Keep your head up, keep your spirits high, take care of yourself. And also, if you'd like to book a private reading, if you want to check out my music, or check out my stuff, check out the link in the bio. If you want to be a fan, I don't know. But also, appreciate you. Have a good one. Bye.